Hey everybody, Decent Eddie here, and it is Sunday, July 27, 2025. Right now, my confident moneyline picks are sitting at 80%, and I'm at 64% for all WNBA picks this season. Hey, we had another great day yesterday. I went 4-2 on all my picks, 4-1 if you take out the no play that I gave you. That's awesome. Hey, my goal is to help you make more informed and statistically grounded decisions. My data set focuses on moneyline picks. My analysis can be useful for spread and over-under bets. Hey, remember to always check matchup news and injury reports about 20 minutes before tip-off. This is before you finalize your picks for the day. Hey, also, if you want, I would love it. Leave me a like, comment, follow, subscribe, hit the bell, do the things, whatever. I do the NBA and WNBA stuff for free, and I would really appreciate it. Let's get on to today's games. The first one up is Valkyries versus the Sun. Valkyries get a decent, Eddie confident moneyline pick with a 3.394 differential by my data. That means about a 76% chance for the Valkyries to win. All right, the market is implied a 73% chance for the Valkyries. Valkyries are 6-point favorites with an over-under of 156 points in this game. The Valkyries just lost their leading scorer for the season and are on a back-to-back game. West Coast to East Coast trip. Tip-off is at 1 o'clock Eastern time, but it's going to feel like 10 a.m. to them. I mean, this is kind of a gross situation for the Valkyries. That might matter. The Sun, despite their 3-20 record, welcome back Marina Mabry. They're happy about that, this is a big deal. I mean, it's going to put a fire under the league's worst offense. And to be quite honest, their against the spread record hasn't been bad. Given the Valkyries' key injury, the travel fatigue, they might not cover the 6 points. I'm going to take the Sun at 6 points against the spread. For the total of 156 points, both teams play at a kind of a methodical pace, to put it politely. The Sun are the league's worst offense by the data, and the last head-to-head game saw a total of just 150 points. The Valkyries have a top-tier defense. I'm leaning on the under 156 on this game. For the money line, I'm sticking with my model's confidence and the market. The books say Valkyries. My data says Valkyries. It's Valkyries on the money line. Next up, the Fever take on the Sky. Fever get a decent, Eddie confident pick with a 3.131 differential. That means about a 75% win probability by my data. The market gives the Fever an 82% win probability. The Fever are 9-point favorites. The over-under here is set at 157 points. The Sky are kind of in a nightmare scenario with 3 players out and 3 more questionable for today. They've lost 4 straight, including a blowout, 95-57 in their last game. The Fever, even without Caitlin Clark, just defeated the Aces, and they dominated the Sky in their previous matchups this season by double digits, covering 6 straight against them. Given the Sky's extensive injury crisis, making them the shell of a team that they usually would be, I'm kind of siding with the Fever at 9 points against the spread. For the total of 157 points, the Sky's defense is one of the league's worst, particularly against the three-pointer, and they're depleted. Chicago's offense is struggling. The Fever's 4th-ranked offense should be able to get the work done against the Sky's very weak defense today. I'm leaning over 157 points. For the money line, the books say Fever. My data says Fever. My confidence remains with the Fever on the money line for this game. Aces versus Wings. Wings get a danger money line pick with a 56% win probability based on a differential of 1.132 by my data. The market sees the Aces as 9-point favorites and give the Aces an 82% chance to win. Now, the market and I diverge, but there's good reason here, and you really probably want to go with the market on this one. The over-under is set at 166.5 points. Wings are severely impacted by the absence of their best player. This is a playmaker who was out for rest, along with several other players who were injured. The Aces are on a 2-game losing streak on the road. I mean, that's not a pretty picture either, including a recent blowout. My model's differential suggests the Wings might offer value. The absences significantly shift the dynamics here. Against the spread, I am siding with the Aces at -9 against the spread. For the total of 166.5 points, both teams play at a fast pace. The Aces' offense is averaging 86 points over the last 5 games. The Wings are putting up 82 points in the same time span. All right, so their combined season averages are close to the total, and both teams have struggled defensively this season. I'm leaning on the over 166.5 points. For the money line, my model's danger pick for the Wings, make the Wings a no play on the money line. Honestly, friends, the Aces are a safer money line pick. I know it's going against my number, but I mean, at some point, you have to look at what is actually happening in the real world today. And I mean, you can take the past and look at it. History tells us a lot in everything, right? Not just sports betting, but in everything. History matters. But you kind of have to look at the situation that you're standing in today. And today's situation is a no pick for the Wings, and maybe even take the Aces on the money line. All right, you do whatever, but that's just what I'm going to say. Let's call it a commentary before we move on to the next game, which is Mercury versus Mystics. The Mercury get a suboptimal pick with a 63% win probability by my data. The market is higher on them than I am. They're implying a 77% win probability for the Mercury. The Mercury are 7-point favorites with the over-under set at 164.5 points. The Mercury are on a 3-game losing streak, and they're on the road. The Mystics are coming off a strong win, but they're going to have weak legs tonight. Washington are also kind of injured. They've got more key injuries tonight. So there may be value on the underdog. The Mystics, they've got a pretty good defense, particularly against the three-pointer. Combined with the Mercury's recent struggles, I'm kind of leaning slightly towards the Mystics at 7 points against the spread. For the total of 164.5 points, both teams tend to play lower scoring games. Their only head-to-head this season finished with 130 points. The Mystics have a decent defense. Their combined offense averages suggest a closer total to 161. So I'm taking the under at 164.5 points. Given the suboptimal play of my data, I'd approach the Mercury on the money line with some caution. I have to take it for my data, though. So the final game we've got here is Dream versus Lynx. Lynx get a suboptimal pick with a 2.868 differential, pointing to a 64% win probability by my data. The market is more bullish on the Lynx, and I understand why. They've given them an 81% win probability. The Lynx are 8.5-point favorites. The over-under is 158.5 points. So the Lynx are still arguably the best team in the league. They've won 4 straight, including a dominant 31-point win over the Aces. They are undefeated at home. They have won 6 consecutive games against the Dream. I mean, I don't know what more you want here. Atlanta will be without Howard. This explains why the market is more bullish than my data. The Lynx have covered their last 4 spreads, and with all the overwhelming qualitative factors, especially with Howard's absence, take the Lynx at 8.5 against the spread. The over-under, both teams can play offense. Their sole head-to-head this season was 188 points. That was an overtime game, but I mean, they didn't need the overtime to bust out the over on that one. Given these offensive capabilities and the recent trends, I'm taking the over at 158.5 points. For the money line, my data says Lynx. The books say Lynx, even if my data says it's suboptimal. And every game should imply a little bit of caution. With the qualitatives here in this particular matchup, this is a Lynx pick on the money line, unless there's some like unexpected news before tip-off. All right, so that's it, guys. Hey, quick recap. Decent, nutty, confident money line picks. We got Valkyries and Fever. Decent, nutty, suboptimal money line picks. We've got the Lynx and Mercury. Danger, danger money line picks. It's Wings. I mean, that's by the data. Don't forget, there are qualitatives in that particular matchup that definitely say don't go with Wings. I must do it for my data, just for the principle of data keeping and data tracking. All right. For parlays, as you know, I will include confident moneyline picks and parlays. We've got a couple here. So if you put the Valkyries or Fever in a 2-leg with another wager between -400 and -450, your win probability should be around 61%. Not bad. If you add a 3rd leg in that odds range, your probability drops right at 50%. That's a coin toss. If you like coin tosses, there you go. I will always endorse up to a 3-leg parlay with odds between -400 to -450. If you do that, your win probability should stay above 50%. Regardless of what you choose, I never recommend more than a 3-leg parlay due to the risks of combined probabilities. Do not spend more than 10% of your bankroll in total across all your wagers in a day. Never chase losses, and if you need help with a gambling problem, check out my channel's description. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Hey, if you found this helpful, hit like, leave a comment, subscribe, tap the bell, do whatever. Get my picks before tip-off on the day of the game. I do basketball for free. Football won't be free, but it'll still be cheap. But let's not worry about that right now. Hey, follow me on Decent Nutty Picks on Instagram, Facebook, X, Decent Nutty Picks spelled P-I-X. You can see me on TikTok too. This is Decent Nutty signing off. Have an awesome day.